So that was Silk meeting in my bedroom. Very easy chord structure right there. First chord that I play is a G minor 7th. So let's get the chords out of the way now. So you have your first chord G minor 7th, G, B flat, D, F, G, B flat, D, F. Second chord, C major, G, C, E, G, C, E. And the third chord, A, apologize, it's a D minor with the A bass, which is A, D, F, A, D, F. So that's a D, inverted D minor chord. So the structure is as follows: G minor 7th, C major, D minor inverted. Making that little movement in the bass, because the last chord is a D minor chord, that bass line that you hear at the end of the verse and at the end of the chorus section is a walking pattern of a D minor chord. Basically, you have your F, D, A, or F in the left hand, but the bass, there's a heavy bass line in the bottom of the song or towards the end of the verse section. And it's not too difficult. You can add that on if you want to, but I'm focusing more on the melodic section and the chord structure. But feel free to add in that bass line if you want. As I said, the bass line is simply a F, D, A. But I play a little bit more smoother, and I roll the A minor or the D minor chord towards the end of the verse, because I think it sounds smoother if this is going to be a piano solo and not as jarring. But as I was saying, you have a G minor, and then you're going to add your own little ad-lib right there. So that's the whole song basically, and now we're going to go on to the melodic section and add in both hands. Not too difficult, as I said. You can hear the song, play with it, and you'll be able to get it pretty easily, but at least the rhythm. Now we're moving on to the melodic section. Now the melodic section is not too difficult, and we'll go over that right now. So in the melodies section, you're going to have the following notes. You're going to have D, E, F, E, D, C, C, A. Once again, turn that up for you. D, E, F, E, D, C, A, A. And once again, there's a meeting in my bedroom. That's what it spells out. There's a meeting in my bedroom. Now, since this A and C are part of the same chord, basically, and you're having A minor right there, you can either hit the C twice and go to the A and hold, or you can hit the A twice. And once again, it's there's a meeting in my bedroom. You can have it that way, or you can go back to the original way that I showed you. There's a meeting in my bedroom. Up to you and how you want to play it. If you add voicings on top of it, as an actual singing, it's irrelevant. But once again, just to show you very slowly. D, E, F, E, D, C, C, A. It's version 1. Version 2 is D, E, F, E, D, C, A. Okay, that's the first part of the melody. And the second half is obviously don't be late. So please don't be late. And that's going to be A, F, E, D, C, A. So please don't be late. And then you repeat the whole thing twice. And then you go off into the verse section, which is the same pattern of G, do 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 do, something along those lines. And now we're just going to add in both hands together, and it won't be too difficult. So before you actually even play the left hand chord in the song, you don't hear a chord, you only hear the harmony in the right hand, or should I say in the voicings. So as we play, there is a meeting in my, and right here after you play the C, that's when you add in the, right there you add in the G minor 7th, or I'm sorry, the actually going to be a G 2nd or 9th, depending on how you want to do it. So right here I'll call it the 9th. But point being is after you play the C, bedroom is in the G minor right there. One more time. There's a meeting in my bedroom. And then right after you hold that for a little bit, you're going to go to the C major and then resolve on a D minor chord. One more time. And so please don't be late. And right back on that A. So everything starts and resolves on that A in the right hand. That's your cue to go into left hand G minor chord right there. Okay, so one more time. Very slow with both hands. And then you just play the regular chords. And you can play around with the last chord, the D minor, as much as you want. And I apologize for saying the A minor when it's obviously not. But I've been working with A and inverted D and A minor chords all day, and it's just a force of habit. So Don't worry about that. That's just a technical way of looking at things. But the main gist of it is, G minor, C major, D minor, and you can sing along with it if you want very easily. So that's one full tension built up at the end of the D minor chord, and you can roll away with it any way you want. And that's Meeting in My Bedroom by Silk. Very smooth song, pretty easy chord structure, and very easy to play along with and sing with. This is Little Force, and I'm out. Thanks for watching.